Something big is happening on April 26th, and most people have no idea. Venus, the planet of love and beauty, is entering Gemini. And this is not just your usual astrological event. This is spiritual surgery on your love life. If you've been feeling like your relationships have been confusing, distant, or even chaotic recently, then this is your confirmation that the cosmic energies are at play. You may have already felt this shift deep inside you, like the way you connect with others is being tested. And the truth is, this energy is already affecting you. It's subtle, but it's powerful. It will peak within hours. So if you've been feeling pulled in different directions in your love life, get ready for huge changes. Starting now. Comment 777 if you've already felt this shift begin. Trust me, you're not alone in this cosmic transformation. Have you noticed anything strange happening in your relationships lately? It's as if the energy has shifted, making everything feel a little different, more unpredictable, more intense, or even more confusing. If you've been feeling this way, it's not just in your head. Venus entering Gemini on April 26th is already affecting you, whether you realize it or not. So let's break down some of the signs that this energy is already working its magic in your life. First, you may have felt a sudden increase in your curiosity about your relationships. It's like you're seeing people in a new light, questioning the dynamics around you and wondering if you're truly connected with the right people. You might find yourself overthinking conversations, reanalyzing past interactions, or even feeling like something is just off. Relationships that once felt solid may suddenly seem uncertain, and this is because Gemini's influence is asking you to reflect, learn, and evolve. The more you question, the more you uncover about the connections that truly serve you. Another big sign that Venus is already at work is a sudden desire for more freedom in your relationships. Whether it's with a partner, a friend, or even a family member, you may have felt the need to break free from feeling restricted or controlled. Gemini, the sign of duality and communication, brings a sense of restless energy that makes you crave space to explore your individuality. If you've been feeling like you need more room to grow, more room to breathe, or more room to just be yourself, this is a direct result of Venus's move into Gemini. You're starting to realize that your relationships must allow for freedom and flexibility in order for them to thrive. On the flip side, this energy can also cause you to feel conflicted within yourself, especially when it comes to matters of the heart. You may have been swinging back and forth between wanting more closeness and desiring more independence. This internal tug-of-war can make things feel confusing, leaving you wondering what's really best for you and your loved ones. Don't be alarmed if your feelings seem inconsistent or all over the place during this time. Venus in Gemini is encouraging you to explore all sides of your emotions, and that can lead to a lot of uncertainty as you try to find your balance. Have you been noticing a shift in your communication style too? Maybe you're becoming more vocal about your needs and desires, or you find yourself engaging in deeper, more meaningful conversations with those close to you. This is another key sign that Venus in Gemini is making its impact. Gemini rules communication, so it's no surprise that during this transit, your ability to express yourself is amplified. If you've been holding back in your relationships, this is the time when you'll feel an urge to speak up, share your thoughts, and clear the air with others. Whether it's expressing long-held feelings or simply sharing something that's been on your mind, you may find that your communication is sharper, bolder, and more direct than usual. Now, let's talk about the emotional shifts you might be feeling. You may have noticed that your heart is more open than usual, or perhaps you're feeling more empathetic toward others. Venus, the planet of love, magnifies your emotional sensitivity during this time, and with Gemini's dual nature, you could feel a stronger pull between connecting with others on a deep, soulful level and wanting to keep things light and fun. This push and pull may leave you feeling torn at times, but it's all part of the growth process. The key here is recognizing that the shift in energy is allowing you to see your relationships in new ways, giving you the clarity to make decisions that are in alignment with your higher self. Lastly, pay attention if you've been feeling more detached or distant from people you once felt close to. This may not be a negative sign, but rather an indication that you're going through a personal shift. Venus in Gemini often sparks a desire to change the way we connect with others, and sometimes that means creating a little bit of space to reflect on what's really important. If you've been pulling away from certain people or feeling emotionally distant, it could be because your inner world is shifting, and you need time to realign with what you truly want from your relationships. So, if you've noticed any of these signs, curiosity about your connections, a desire for more freedom, emotional confusion, stronger communication, or feeling detached, rest assured, you're already feeling the impact of Venus in Gemini. These shifts are not just temporary phases. They're signs that your relationships are being called to evolve, grow, and align with the new energy that's coming in. Keep an eye on these shifts because they're just the beginning. Venus is about to work even more magic, and you'll want to be prepared for what's coming next. When Venus enters Gemini, it's not just a shift in the stars. It's a spiritual awakening for your love life, your connections, and how you relate to the world around you. On a deeper level, this transit asks you to examine your values, your desires, and the way you connect with others, all while encouraging a sense of mental freedom and exploration. Spiritual growth during this time often comes from embracing the lessons Gemini brings: flexibility, communication, and the constant need for mental and emotional stimulation. Gemini, as an air sign, represents the mind, intellect, and communication. So when Venus, the planet of love and relationships, moves into Gemini, it encourages you to expand your understanding of love and connection beyond what you already know. Spiritually, this transit invites you to think about relationships in a new way, to move away from rigid definitions of love, and instead embrace its more fluid and adaptable nature. Relationships during this time aren't about following a set path or meeting someone else's expectations. Instead, it's about learning to connect in more dynamic, open, and evolving ways. If you've been feeling stuck or confined by traditional concepts of relationships, Venus in Gemini gives you the freedom to explore new possibilities. It's a time to allow your mind and heart to be open to new forms of connection, without the pressure of making everything fit into a specific mold. Spiritually, Venus in Gemini encourages you to question the old patterns that may no longer serve you and to release attachments to outdated beliefs about what love should look like. Instead, the energy invites you to explore love as an ever-changing force, constantly shifting and evolving with your own personal growth. The dual nature of Gemini also plays a key role in this spiritual evolution. Gemini is symbolized by the twins, representing duality, balance, and contrast. When Venus enters Gemini, it calls for a balance between two seemingly opposing aspects of ourselves: our inner world and the outer world, our independence and our need for connection, our emotions and our intellect. This transit invites you to reconcile these parts of yourself and find harmony within them. It encourages you to be more flexible with your own heart and with others, understanding that love isn't always black and white. It's about finding balance between seemingly contradictory forces and embracing the ebb and flow of life. Another spiritual lesson Venus in Gemini brings is the power of communication. On a deeper level, communication is not just about speaking your truth, but about listening to others and understanding their truths as well. Gemini's influence on Venus reminds us that relationships thrive on open and honest communication, both with ourselves and with others. Spiritually, this transit encourages you to speak openly about your feelings, desires, and boundaries. It also reminds you of the importance of listening to others, understanding their perspective, and engaging in meaningful conversations that foster mutual growth. During this time, you might also feel more curious about your own emotions and desires. The intellectual nature of Gemini encourages you to question your feelings, explore the underlying reasons for them, and learn more about the emotional patterns that influence your relationships. Spiritually, this is an invitation to grow in self-awareness and emotional intelligence. You may find yourself reflecting more on your past relationships, uncovering old emotional wounds, and gaining clarity on what you truly need from future connections. Venus in Gemini opens up the space for intellectual and emotional exploration, allowing you to better understand yourself and your desires in a deeper, more meaningful way. One of the most profound spiritual aspects of Venus in Gemini is the invitation to embrace change. Gemini is a mutable sign, which means it thrives on flexibility and adaptability. Relationships under this influence are rarely static. They're constantly shifting and evolving, just like you. If you've been holding on to relationships that no longer serve you, this transit offers the chance to let go and allow new relationships to enter your life. Spiritually, this can be an incredibly freeing experience, as it teaches you that love is not something to hold tightly to, but something to flow with, to let change and growth guide you. If you've been struggling with the idea of letting go or moving on, Venus in Gemini brings the clarity and courage to release what no longer aligns with your highest self. On a more universal level, Venus in Gemini is also about embracing the wisdom of the mind. While Venus typically focuses on love, beauty, and harmony, this transit invites you to explore these concepts through the lens of knowledge and curiosity. Gemini's influence encourages you to learn more about love from different perspectives, be it through philosophy, spirituality, or even intellectual pursuits. You might find that your spiritual practice takes on a more intellectual tone as you seek to understand the mysteries of love and connection through a deeper, more rational lens. This can be a great time to dive into books, podcasts, or discussions about relationships, love, and the nature of connection. The more you open your mind to new ideas and philosophies, the more you can expand your understanding of love in all its forms. Venus in Gemini spiritually guides you to shift from a fixed understanding of love to one that is ever-changing, flexible, and intellectually stimulating. You may find that you're more open to experimenting with different ways of connecting with people, engaging in more meaningful conversations, and allowing yourself to experience love from a place of curiosity, rather than obligation. This transit is a reminder that love is not a one-size-fits-all concept. It's a dynamic and evolving experience that can only be understood through exploration and growth. If you're willing to embrace this energy and open yourself up to new possibilities, Venus in Gemini can be an incredibly transformative time for your spiritual and emotional journey. It's about letting go of the old, rigid ways of relating and allowing yourself to evolve into a more open, flexible, and intellectually curious version of yourself. The energy is here to guide you through a spiritual awakening that will not only impact your relationships, but also how you relate to yourself and the world around you. As Venus enters Gemini on April 26th, prepare for a wave of shifts in your relationships. These shifts may not be dramatic or obvious right away, but they will influence how you connect with others on both a deep and surface level. The energy of Venus in Gemini is all about communication, flexibility, and openness, so expect these 7 significant changes to take place in your love life, friendships, and even your connections with family or colleagues. These shifts will challenge you, but also open up new ways to grow and evolve spiritually and emotionally. The rise. of new connections. Venus in Gemini often brings an influx of new people into your life. If you've been feeling isolated or disconnected, expect fresh, stimulating interactions to start appearing. This might not always be about romantic partners, but it could be new friendships, professional connections, or casual encounters that shift your perspective. Spiritually, this can be seen as a sign that you're entering a new chapter, one that's filled with opportunities to learn and grow from the people you meet. If you've been feeling stagnant in your relationships, Venus in Gemini is ready to shake things up, bringing new energy and a more diverse range of experiences into your life. These new connections may be fleeting or deep, but all of them are designed to teach you something. Whether it's a deep conversation with a stranger or a light-hearted connection that expands your view of the world, Venus in Gemini will push you to be more open to others and curious about their experiences. This is a reminder that every person you meet has something valuable to offer, even if it's just a brief encounter that leaves you with a new way of thinking or feeling. Increased need for intellectual stimulation. Venus in Gemini values the mind above all else, and as this energy floods your relationships, you may find yourself craving more intellectual stimulation. Whether you're in a romantic relationship or not, you'll notice that conversations and mental connections become more important to you. You'll begin seeking out people who challenge you mentally, who can spark interesting debates, and who keep you on your toes. Relationships that have been shallow or stagnant may feel less fulfilling during this time, as your need for deeper, more stimulating conversations increases. This shift may also bring clarity to how you communicate within your relationships. You might start to realize that certain connections are no longer fulfilling because they lack that mental connection you crave. Spiritually, this change encourages you to open your mind, explore new ideas, and embrace learning as a form of connection. Relationships based on mutual intellectual curiosity will be the ones that grow and thrive under this influence. Heightened curiosity in love and relationships. Venus in Gemini doesn't just bring an influx of new connections, it also enhances your curiosity about love itself. You may begin asking yourself, what do I really want in a partner? Or what does love look like to me now? The desire to explore new types of relationships, whether casual or long-term, is likely to grow. Gemini's energy will encourage you to explore different dynamics and question the boundaries you've placed on your romantic life. This period will be a time of emotional experimentation. You might find yourself entertaining relationships or possibilities that you would never have considered before. Venus in Gemini invites you to think about love in a more open and fluid way. Whether it's exploring polyamory, trying new ways of communicating with a partner, or even just exploring love through intellectual or spiritual connections, your view of love will begin to evolve and transform. It's a time for questioning old patterns and embracing the unknown. Shifts in communication patterns. Venus in Gemini is ruled by Mercury, the planet of communication, which makes clear and honest communication a major theme during this transit. Relationships will be tested based on how openly and clearly you communicate your feelings, desires, and needs. If you've been holding back in your relationships, Venus in Gemini will bring the energy to speak your truth more freely. This shift can lead to deep healing and growth, but only if you're willing to engage in open and honest conversations. You may find that your relationships benefit from more playful banter, wit, and intellectual exchanges. However, be careful not to let this energy lead to superficial talk or avoiding the deeper emotions that need to be addressed. While intellectual stimulation will be a key factor in your relationships, it's important to balance it with emotional depth. You might also find that you begin to attract people who value this kind of intellectual connection, leading to more enriching and engaging conversations. The need for freedom and independence. One of the most significant relationship shifts during Venus in Gemini is the increased need for freedom and independence. Gemini is a mutable sign, meaning it thrives on change and flexibility. When Venus enters Gemini, relationships that feel too restrictive or confining might start to feel suffocating. You'll likely find yourself needing more space to think, breathe, and grow. This may be particularly true in romantic relationships, where the need for personal freedom could begin to outweigh the desire for closeness and attachment. This shift can be a sign that you're growing spiritually and emotionally, realizing that true love isn't about possession or control. It's about allowing each person to have the freedom to express themselves and explore the world independently. If your current relationships feel too restricting, Venus in Gemini may be urging you to reevaluate them and decide whether they align with your need for independence and self-expression. If a relationship is holding you back, it might be time to let go or establish clearer boundaries that allow for more freedom within the connection. Greater focus on variety in relationships. As Venus moves through Gemini, you'll start to notice a greater craving for variety in your relationships. This isn't just about wanting new experiences, but about seeking diversity in how you relate to others. You may find that you're less interested in the same old routine and more eager to explore different dynamics, whether it's new forms of communication, different relationship structures, or even meeting people from vastly different backgrounds. The desire for variety might push you to explore unconventional relationship types or seek out more unusual forms of connection. This could mean trying something new with your partner or meeting new people who introduce you to different philosophies of love. Spiritually, this shift encourages you to open your mind to new possibilities and let go of rigid expectations for how relationships should look. The greater diversity you experience in your relationships, the more you'll learn about yourself and others. Sudden, unexpected changes. Finally, Venus in Gemini is known for bringing sudden and unexpected changes, especially in relationships. You might find that long-standing relationships undergo a sudden shift, whether it's a new level of communication, a surprising change in dynamics, or even an unexpected ending. These changes can be disorienting at first, but they are also an opportunity for growth. Spiritually, this shift is a sign that you're being pushed out of your comfort zone, urged to expand and evolve in ways you may not have anticipated. Whether it's a surprising revelation in a romantic relationship, an unexpected conversation with a friend, or an emotional breakthrough with a family member, the energy of Venus in Gemini will challenge you to embrace the unpredictable and to adapt to the changes that come your way. These changes may initially feel unsettling, but they are ultimately a sign that you are becoming more attuned to your true self and to the kind of relationships that will support your spiritual growth moving forward. As Venus in Gemini moves through the sky, prepare for a period of profound transformation in your relationships. These shifts, though subtle at first, will challenge the way you view love, communication, and connection. While not all changes will be easy, they are essential for your personal and spiritual growth. Whether it's embracing new connections, exploring intellectual relationships, or breaking free from old patterns, Venus in Gemini is asking you to become more flexible and open-minded, especially when it comes to your relationships. The changes you experience now will pave the way for a more fulfilling and spiritually enriching love life moving forward. As Venus enters Gemini, the energy can feel overwhelming. The shifts in your relationships, along with the sudden influx of new connections and ideas, might leave you feeling scattered or ungrounded. To navigate this cosmic transit, it's important to stay connected to yourself and your inner wisdom. Grounding yourself will help you maintain clarity, especially as you experience rapid changes in your love life and communication. Here are some ways to stay balanced, centered, and spiritually aligned as you move through this period. First, remember that the key to grounding during this time is to focus on practices that reconnect you to the present moment. Venus in Gemini is all about mental energy, communication, and curiosity, so it's easy to get lost in overthinking, chasing new ideas, or focusing too much on external validation. Grounding yourself during this time will help you stay focused on what truly matters, your emotional and spiritual well-being. A simple and powerful grounding practice is mindful breathing. When you start to feel the mental energy of Venus in Gemini pull you in all directions, take a few minutes to pause, close your eyes, and breathe deeply. Inhale through your nose for a count of 4, hold for 4, and then exhale through your mouth for 4. Repeat this cycle a few times, allowing your body to relax with each breath. Breathing in this way helps calm your nervous system and brings you back to the present moment, reminding you to release any anxiety or worries about the future. Another great practice is grounding meditation. Find a comfortable space to sit, close your eyes, and visualize roots extending from your feet into the earth. Imagine these roots growing deeper and deeper, connecting you to the stabilizing energy of the earth. With each breath, feel the energy of the earth flowing up through your roots, filling you with a sense of stability, strength, and calm. This type of meditation helps you stay connected to your physical body, allowing you to feel centered amidst the flurry of Venus in Gemini's mental energy. Journaling is another effective tool for staying grounded during this time. Venus in Gemini can stir up many thoughts and emotions, and writing can help you process these feelings in a safe and private space. Take a few minutes each day to jot down what's on your mind. Whether it's your thoughts on a relationship, your dreams, or your emotions about the changes you're experiencing. Writing will help you clear your mind, gain clarity, and reflect on what's truly important to you. It's also a great way to express feelings that might be difficult to articulate in conversation. By writing down your thoughts, you can gain a deeper understanding of what's happening in your relationships, helping you navigate this period with more insight. Creating a Venus in Gemini altar can also serve as a grounding ritual. Venus is the planet of love and beauty, while Gemini represents communication and curiosity. Setting up an altar with items that symbolize these qualities can help you connect with the energy of this transit in a positive way. Consider including crystals like rose quartz or amethyst for love, or a journal or pen to symbolize communication. Adding flowers or other symbols that resonate with you can enhance the energy of your altar. Take a few moments each day to light a candle on your altar, focusing on your intentions for your relationships and the changes Venus in Gemini is bringing into your life. Affirmations can also help you stay grounded as you move through this period of change. Repeat positive statements to remind yourself of your strength, resilience, and ability to navigate these shifts with grace. Some affirmations to try include: I'm centered and grounded in my relationships. I trust that I am exactly where I need to be. I am open to new experiences, but I stay true to myself. I welcome the changes in my life with peace and clarity. By repeating these affirmations daily, you'll cultivate a sense of calm and stability, even when things feel uncertain or chaotic. Affirmations are a powerful tool for resetting your mindset, especially when you feel overwhelmed by the energy of Venus in Gemini. Finally, incorporating gratitude into your daily routine is one of the most effective ways to stay grounded. Venus in Gemini may bring unexpected shifts, but by focusing on the things you're grateful for, you can remind yourself of the abundance and beauty already present in your life. Whether it's the love of a friend, a meaningful conversation, or a moment of peace, expressing gratitude will help you stay positive and focused. Each day, take a moment to write down or simply reflect on the things you appreciate in your relationships and your life. These grounding practices, mindful breathing, meditation, journaling, creating an altar, affirmations, and gratitude will help you stay centered during Venus in Gemini. While this transit may bring change and new experiences, you can stay grounded and aligned with your highest self, allowing you to navigate the shifts with clarity and peace. As Venus in Gemini continues to influence your relationships and communication, expect more surprises and revelations. The energy of this transit will continue to shape your love life, friendships, and self-expression in ways that may feel unexpected but ultimately lead to growth. Be prepared for new connections to form. While some old ones may shift or fade away, it's important to embrace this period of transformation, knowing that every change is helping to align you more closely with your authentic self. You might also find that your perspective on love and relationships shifts. Venus in Gemini encourages open-mindedness, curiosity, and flexibility, so allow yourself the space to explore new ideas, perspectives, and possibilities. If something no longer serves your growth or happiness, trust that it's okay to let it go. Remember, this is a time to trust in the process. While the energy of Venus in Gemini may feel unpredictable, it's ultimately a cosmic invitation for you to become more aligned with your true desires and values. Keep an open heart, stay grounded, and know that the universe is supporting you. In this exciting and transformative time, you're exactly where you need to be, and the future holds exciting opportunities for love, connection, and self-discovery. Keep moving forward with confidence, knowing that you are being guided toward what's best for you